What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sammy's Plays, kicking off season 3. Officially, we are going to get into Lil Mo's second album, Meet the Girl Next Door. But before we do, I want to touch base on her first album, based on a true story. That album got pushed back like many times. There was an original version. You can find it on the internet. I prefer the release version that we actually got. It was heavier in the R&B sound. It was a grower on me, mind you. When I was that age, I was more into club stuff and shit, and this was a little bit too slow paced for me. But as time went on and I started to truly appreciate R&B for what it was, this album was definitely one of the heavyweights. The R&B on this album, there was nothing like this anywhere else. So Lil Mo definitely gave us something special on each album, in my opinion. Lil Mo always delivers quality music, quality R&B. She's definitely someone that I always look forward to whenever releasing music. So moving on to the second album, Meet the Girl Next Door. It was released April 29, 2003. She was pregnant while making this album, so unfortunately the promotion wasn't in full effect, as it would be had she not been pregnant. So she was very limited to what she could do. She was featured on Angie Martinez, If I Could Go, obviously. I think that was, 2002? This was around the time, 2002, 2003, where I find R&B and hip-hop really had these summer vibes, these summer anthems. Ashanti's Rock With You, Debrat's In Love With You, Tamia's Officially Missing You, and all this. Yeah, it goes on and on and on. There was just nothing but summer vibes, and I really miss that about music because it really set the tone for the summer. Gave us these anthems, and If I Could Go was definitely one of them. Anyway, so the album, like I said, was released April 29, 2003. So yes, we're celebrating its 20th anniversary. It peaked at number 17 on the US Billboard 200. It sold 53,000 copies in its first week. Her first album, based on a true story, sold 73,000. So yes, there was a little bit of a drop in sales in comparison to the first release, which she blames the label for because due to lack of promotion. Obviously, because she was pregnant, you can't do so much. That's why labels get kind of frustrated with their artists whenever they do get pregnant. But surprisingly, they still told her to continue making the album whenever she told them that she was pregnant. So yeah, Meet the Girl Next Door reached number 4 on top R&B and hip hop albums, becoming her first solo top 5 entry on any chart. It was ranked number 99 on Billboard's top R&B hip hop albums of 2003. First single, Forever, which features Fabulous, was produced by Brian Michael Cox. I remember when first hearing this song, the opening to it, the intro, it was obviously slow. So I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be a slow shit. I was 13 at the time, 13, 14, something like that. Anyways, and then once the beat kicks in, it gives us a whole different vibe. And that's one of my favorite songs from Lil Mo. I remember when the message in music mattered. It delivered such important messages. You had songs for weddings, you had songs for relationships, lasting relationships, going through hardships and still coming out of it together. That changed a lot. Now it's so easy to just throw shit away, and that's what they talk about. Meet the Girl Next Door had a whole sound of its own, I find. It sounded like it was a bigger budget for production in its sound of quality. I still remember whenever the promotion started for the album, you see the pictures, you're getting the vibe and stuff. And I always checked out Elektra's website and especially the message boards, getting as much as I could from them. I love the pictures, the photo shoots from that era of Lil Mo. And she was on Fabulous's Can't Let You Go. That was another not much of a banger, but yet it was quite the banger. It was all over. And I just miss when R&B and hip hop blended so well together. They complemented each other so well, and especially Lil Mo and Fabulous, they worked well together. So Forever was released February 2003. It peaked at number 37 on Billboard's Hot 100 and number 13 on Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs. I guess not so bad, right? The second single, which was supposed to be the second single but didn't get much of a boost, was 10 Commandments featured Lil Kim. I was so excited when I heard this the first time, and I discovered Lil Kim was also featured on the track. Obviously, it's references to Biggie. The beat itself is Biggie, 10 Crack Commandments. It was scheduled as a second single, but was not properly released, they say. It peaked at number 1 on the Bubbling Under R&B hip-hop singles chart. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I never even heard of that. It didn't do shit. They didn't promote it. Label didn't back it up. Then there was a third single. They say it's a third single. It's 21 Answers, the response to 50 Cent's 21 Questions. And it was released May 2003. It was more so of a buzz single. I didn't even know this was a buzz single. I thought it was just a mixtape track type of thing. And then this was around the time she dissed Ja Rule. But I think is because Ja dissed her first. He mentioned her in a track or a freestyle or something like that. I don't remember exactly what happened, but she had this freestyle here.
Go against me, man, you're dead wrong. I say your name right now, but I was the one who put you on. The only R&B chick that still be street. Better be glad I had a baby, nigga. That was your chance to eat.
And I think this was because they ended up having their differences. Well, obviously because she jumped on the whole 50 thing, and we all know the beef between Ja Rule and 50 Cent. You know, 50 was really hot at this point. Ja was kind of sitting on the back burner. So yeah, it kind of did look a little way, you know, for Lil Mo to kind of do that to the one guy that kind of put her on. But one thing I like about Lil Mo is that she's not afraid to say what she wants and to go head to head with like a male rapper. Lyrically, she's dope, and I love her freestyles. And then even for 21 Answers, I like the song as it is. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a version with 106 and Park's Free. And I think that was the first time I heard Free on anything. And then later on, she was on Tweet's Shook Up. All these R&B artists were coming back again. Tweet was kind of putting in some new music and stuff. There was Shook Up. There was a few other ones that were, I guess, leaked. But anyways, Free was on that. I was also excited for her to make an album of some sort, just to get involved in music. I was really getting excited to see what she was doing musically, fighting temptations and shit with Missy Elliott and stuff. I feel if she went that direction with like Missy and stuff, maybe things would have turned out differently for her. But so on this album, Lil Mo worked with Missy Elliott, Chucky Thompson, Brian Michael Cox, Craig Love, Warren Campbell, and Precision, and there's like a handful of other people. The album reached number 17 on the US Billboard 200 and entered the top R&B hip hop albums top 5. She barely performed forever because she was pregnant, right? So she there was Jimmy Kimmel Live and Soul Train that I can think of. And not much else came from that album, unfortunately. I remember hearing that First Time was supposed to be a single, so I'm not too sure what happened with that. Will always love this album. I was always rooting for Lil Mo. She left Elektra after this, and she ventured off to be signed with Cash Money. We were supposed to get an album called Syndicated, the Lil Mo Hour. Unfortunately, that never happened. However, what I do appreciate about Lil Mo is that she goes in on the fucking freestyles. There was a time frame, like a few years, where she just delivered freestyles, and they were so fucking dope. I really wish we got that Syndicated album. I don't know what happened. There's rumors, different rumors. Not long ago, whenever she was on R&B Divas, she tweeted out that it was looking likely that she was going to release the Syndicated Hour. And so I responded to her tweet, like, are we actually getting this? She's like, God willing, you know, the prayer emoji and shit. And we never got it though. So I don't know what happened with that. Speaking of R&B Divas, I feel like that kind of changed her image of her being likable. It was more so like she was trying too hard to you know, be drama and to like push the shit and stuff. Anyways, it just became I feel like they really fucked up on that show, not just for her but for everybody. They should have focused more so on the music, because that's what a majority of us as the audience, the viewers, wanted, was see them succeed more so in the music end of things. And anyways, yeah, drama pushes TV well, but just this wasn't the time and place for it, because these were people that kind of just were given a second chance, and we were rooting for them, and unfortunately it just all fell to pieces. I'll be talking about R&B Divas on another episode, by the way. We'll get into more of that, but I think this would be my favorite album from Lil Mo. It's either this or the debut album. My favorite songs off of this is Ain't No Reason, Doing Me Wrong, which was written by Missy Elliott, Why Do We Fall in Love, which was, in my opinion, a great way to open up the album. Just the sound of it, the R&B of that time, it just had such a fucking great sound. Anyways, First Time, Brand New, a lot of it is really fucking good. Definitely one of her strongest efforts. And I don't know if we'll ever get another album from Lil Mo, because her last one, I think it only sold like a few, 600 to 800 or something like that. It didn't do well in sales, but it's hard to sell music these days. It's really hard. And the other singles that she was putting out lately, I don't give a fuck for, like the one with T-Pain. Her albums though are really well done. However, up until her last album, the singles that she's been giving out lately, they didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. But I do look forward to whatever she puts out next, album-wise, project-wise, mixtape, whatever the fuck it is, because she does stay consistent in sound and quality.